It is easier to learn how to rest than it is to learn to work. Hi, my name is Brasher, and I am so glad that you are watching the video today. If you're part of my Meeting Place Church family, so glad that you're watching today's video. If you're part of my youth group Limitless, so glad that you're watching today's video. If you're not part of my church family, so glad that you are watching today's video. Man, summer just feels like it is going by. For those of you who have been watching all these videos, so appreciate it. Hit that like and subscribe button and share it with your friends, and hopefully you're learning some stuff along the way. We've covered a lot of lessons over the last couple weeks, but today's lesson is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to be called Spend Your Time Wisely. Spend your time wisely. And it's going to kind of be a little bit of an echo of our previous lesson that talks about pick who you spend time with very wisely, when we talked about being very particular about who you spend your time with. But this kind of maybe a follow-up to that one. Spend your time wisely. Proverbs 12:24 says, if you'll be wise and work hard, you'll be a leader. If you are lazy, you'll become a slave. Work hard and you'll become a leader. Be lazy and you'll become a slave. And we want to be pretty busy this summer. The reason I say that is because when you just go like days at a time when you're not doing nothing, you'll get bored. There's an old saying, an idle mind is the devil's playground. Idle hands are the devil's playground. And so we want to fill our calendar with stuff. Now there's this tension right now between being too busy and not taking enough rest time, and you can definitely fall into that trap of letting busyness become an idol in your life. But there's also this trap of becoming too lazy, and the Bible has plenty to say about being lazy. And when you're just lazy and you don't have nothing to do, that's when temptation really can creep in. That's when that bad influential friend can call you up and be like, hey man, what are you doing? And, well, you ain't got nothing to do. And then temptation kind of takes over. Maybe you get bored, and then all those things that you overcame, they start calling back. Well, we ain't got nothing to do. Let's go ahead and do this. But if you will fill your calendar with stuff, then you don't have a lot of time to slip back into temptation. You can tell that friend, no, I can't do this. I'm doing this. And it's not just about getting a summer job. It's about just occupying your time well. And I will say getting a summer job wouldn't be the worst idea for you. But go to church camp. Get involved in your extracurricular activities. Maybe it's simple as, hey, I got next week completely wide open. Let me go ahead and plan it out. Let me make plans with my friends who are good influences. Let's plan this thing out so I just don't spend all this time idly by. And I know this might seem a little bit trivial and a little bit elementary, but man, I can tell you so many times, if I will plan out and I will plan to be productive, it seems like I just kind of bypass temptation because I'm so focused on what I need to get done. Now, something I said earlier, there's this kind of tension between letting being busy become an idol and becoming lazy. And I'm just going to say this. It is easier to learn how to rest than it is to learn to work. I'm going to say that again. It's easier to learn how to rest than it is to learn how to work. These videos, they are all about talking to young adults and teenagers. Young adults, teenagers, this is your time to work hard. This is your time to get that second job, especially when you don't have kids. This is your time to stack up as much money as you possibly can. Because as you get older and you get more responsibilities, time is going to get less and less available to you. So again, work hard and you'll become a leader. Be lazy and you'll become a slave. And if you will apply this in your life, I promise you, you will be a better follower of Christ. Hope you learned something today. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you next time.